What is going on, guys? It's Tony K, Urban Girl Scout Media, living the dream as always. And today, coming to you on Father's Day, just before noon, talk a little bit about Modern Horizons 2. Feel like I've spent a lot of time on this set, and I don't plan on breaking that anytime soon, apparently. I want to talk about something that I kind of predicted, although, in the sake of moderation, both at the prediction and in the sake of honesty here today, I may not have gone as hardcore as I wanted to, because I didn't want to be a person that just kind of went crazy. But I gotta be honest, guys, I sort of predicted a lot of these prices would struggle. Um, Set just came out 3, 4 days ago officially. A lot of pre-release stuff has hit the market, and look at some of these prices. It's very interesting. And while yes, it is Father's Day. By the way, happy Father's Day to all the good dads out there that are trying to be positive influences. You are appreciated. Um, so while yes, it is Father's Day, and we are just a few days into this, I think some of these prices are very telling of the issues that this set is going to have. So looks like Ragavan is kind of stabilizing a bit. Remember, that card was dropping significantly just earlier this week, even end of last week. So it has regained a little bit of its foothold. But look at some of these cards. Scalding Tarn, Misty Rainforest, Verdant Catacombs. As these cards are being opened and entering the market, they're kind of starting to stabilize and even go up just a little bit. Not much. The daily and the weekly here for Verdant Catacombs really washes out just about. But very interesting that these are starting to already move just a bit. Now the daily price, of course, here is um, being given us off of MTG Goldfish. They are very much appreciated for all that they do. But just looking at some of this, you see Scalding Tarns, Mystery Rainforest, Verdant Catacombs already starting to maybe stabilize a bit. And then once we start going down, look at that. Cobalt Coffer is continuing to drop. Urza Saga continuing to drop. Grief, holy shit. Holy shit. Last 7 days, the weekly. A lot of value loss. Arid Mesa, Marsh Flats, they've dropped down to about that 25 range. So start keeping your eye out, guys, because look at that. We're already seeing a little bit of an increase. We'll probably see a decrease here over the next few days, but keep an eye out for that. But it's really down here where we see some of the big time drops. So, like I said, grief, good grief. That's crazy. Uh, Cauldra, complete. Another one that took a big dip. Chatterfang, Squirrel General, big dip. Ignoble Hierarch, big dip. Sword of Hearth and Home. I feel like this card has had more ups and downs than a lot of cards on this list. Murktide, big dip. Again, looking at the weekly. Douthie, little bit of a big dip there. Look at this, couple of double-digit dips for Silin and Grits. Or Sivlin, I don't know how to say that name. And Grist. There's some serious dropping. Look at that. Garth One Eye down to $7. Holy moly, Garth One Eye. And these are just regular printings. You know, see another one that dropped pretty severely. How about this bad boy? Or this bad girl right here. So, some very interesting drops. Prices are starting to collapse a bit in on themselves. And guys, I'm going to be honest, I told you about this. I spoke about this. I did not predict that this many cards would collapse this hard. But I told you, it's scary to think about the fact that there was so much value pre-release in this set. There was no way it could hold. No way it could hold. Guys, this was like a $50, $60 card last week, and it's already tanked. I'm not saying these prices can't come back. And matter of fact, I think that after about 30 days, you're going to see some real increases in some of the actual good cards here. So your Ragavan, your Fetches, maybe Cabal Coffers, Urza Saga, I think I'm hearing a lot of good things about. I think that'll rebound. Some of these elemental incarnations, there's a lot of value here still, but I told you guys, this is what was going to happen. I told you guys. Too expensive of a set. And look, before the release, sealed product online through Amazon went down. Now, I bought a set booster box. I plan to keep it sealed, and I'm buying singles from here. It's going to be cheaper for me personally. But, I called it. I don't know how else to say it. I don't want to be the told you so, but I called it. This is exactly what I predicted would happen. There was too many cards pre-release that had too high of a price point. The sealed product was insanely expensive. And you know what's crazy? There are still game stores, local game stores, that are selling it for that close to $300 a box price. You can go on Amazon and you can find it for about $240, give or take. I think that's an issue. That's gonna hurt a lot of the local game stores as well. This set, overall, I think is actually going to hurt LGSs in the short term quite a bit. Because players are going to want to get their hands on these cards. There's still a lot of very cool... Don't get me wrong, I'm talking about the price of the cards. I'm not talking about how cool or playable or desirable they are. I'm talking about the price right now here today. But over time, they will go up. I think here today, card stores are going to have a hard time unloading all of these packs if these prices continue to drop and they continue to hold those original expensive sealed prices they were having. I understand they have to make a profit, but let's be honest here, guys. Let's go to Amazon. So let's pull up Amazon here and let's look at a Modern Horizons 2. Set booster. So a set booster box for Modern Horizons 2, $255, and I could, in theory, get it as soon as tomorrow. I paid more than this to support my local game store. So, what am I, how, if I'm trying to support my local game store, and I'm telling you, I paid more. I paid about a collector's booster more, to be exact. Because I want to support them. They're a good store, and I understand the spot they're in. But look at this. Again, these prices have tanked. And if I'm willing to wait a day, I could get... If I'm willing to wait on more delayed shipping, I could get it even cheaper. So, I know Amazon has gotten a lot of heat. I get it. But, like, this is real savings right here. I could have bought a collector's booster had I gone through Amazon. So I just think this is one of those sets. This really reminds me of Iconic Masters and Masters 25. And at the time, I was actually trying to start up a card store or a little consignment corner in a store where I'd sell cards. And those sets, going into preview season, we didn't know what to expect, and then they were both pretty shitty for the cards that were in it, and then they also collapsed as well. This is kind of the same thing, except we have a lot more unique cards, and it's still collapsing. Over time, long term, I think you guys have about 30 to 45 days where you can expect to see prices continuing to slowly go down. I don't think any of these are going to remain this high. Maybe Ragavan. I don't know. You know, Ragavan's the one card that I think everyone would agree, kind of exciting. It's a kind of an exciting card. You could turn one, drop that commander, and that's nothing to sneeze at. I'm looking at it from a commander perspective. Of course, your fetches. I'm actually really surprised to see that they're already bouncing back already. Like if we take a look at Scalding Tarn this week, you see it has kind of fluctuated up and down. So it's already kind of seen that. Let's just bring it to right here. You can see we've already seen a little bit of a low, kind of gets released, sees a low, and then just 2 days in, already starting to go up. Very interesting. I think that's kind of the path you're going to see here with these cards. I don't know. Very interesting. But I was looking at these prices. I just wanted to make a quick video. First off, yes, I was right. I called it. I said these prices cannot hold, man. Like these were crazy pre-release prices, and they were not worth the price of admission. I'm sorry. You can't tell me that a $300 box, when you get down to these rares here and what you're more likely going to pull more often, you can't tell me that those are worth it. So, yeah. I mean, I think these prices will continue to collapse a little bit. You know, and I'll even put collapsing on the title, because that's what all the YouTubers and content creators are doing to get your attention, saying, who could have known the prices were going to collapse? Well, I kind of called it. I kind of predicted this. It wasn't full on, like I didn't go and swing the pendulum as extreme as I could have. And if I had swung it that extreme, I don't even know if I would have covered some of these things in it. I did not see Grief dropping down below $30. And let's pull up Grief. And let's look at the price on that. And that thing has been all over the damn place. And it's seen a steady decline. And then it saw a complete drop. Very interesting. Very interesting. So there is some cards on here. Like I said, keep an eye on them. I think if you're looking for a couple of cards that, hey, Tony K, what are some cards that you would suggest getting your hands on? Because they will increase. Well, first off, let's just ignore the fetch lands. We know about those. So at this point, if you're not investing in fetch lands, that's your decision. But if you're looking for a few cards to really help make you feel good about the investment, I think Esper Sentinel is nothing to sneeze at. Anything with white and draw is going to be something decent. Chatterfang, Squirrel General, while it has crashed significantly here in the beginning, the uniqueness of the card, the fact that it's the only Squirrel commander that actually focuses on squirrels, and it has 2 colors to it. That's pretty awesome. I also think this Hierarch long-term will be something to keep an eye on. Jund is popular in a lot of formats. So any format that this is going to be legal in, I think if Jund is a thing, this card is going to have that possibility. And then kind of coming on down, I still really like the card Damn. I really like this card. It's got built-in mana screw protection. I still think Garth One Eye will be a fun card. I don't know how much higher it's going to go. It feels like a card that's going to live between $12 and $15 after everything's said and done. But I'll tell you guys one other card here not to sleep on. Not to sleep on. And that is really any of these new suspend cards. Keep an eye on them. If that As Foretold deck in Modern or really in any format starts firing, there's some really good suspend cards in here. And then really last but not least, I would keep an eye on Grief. I really would. Grief and I think Endurance is another one that they both have a lot of possibilities. They have to be used correctly. Grief, I mean, with it being Menace, a 4/4 Menace, and the fact that it's got that turn 0 basically, turn 1, you could in theory lose 2 life, lose 3 cards, play 1 land, and take 2 cards out of your opponent's hand and really wreck them. I like that. And then, well, I guess I do have one more. I didn't mean to say last but not least, the Voidwalker. Keep your eye on that. I think that's a card that'll go down a little bit more. I think a lot of players today aren't sure about that Shadow, and aren't sure about some of these other things that are with it. But if you have the right, I think mono black aggro build, you can do some real fucking damage here with this card. So that's my thoughts, guys. Like I said, kind of a victory lap on my part. I'll admit that, but I did predict this, and honestly, I should have gone a little more extreme on it. We should have seen this. I love all the content creators that are making it out like this was some unforeseeable happening. No, we knew this was coming. That's the way the world works. Thank you guys so much. Remember, if you enjoyed this content, like, comment, subscribe, share. Give me a dislike if you don't like it. I do not give a rip. Just interact. Help me out. Help me grow. And as always, thank you so much. We will talk to you next time. This is Tony K with Urban Girl Scout Media. Living the dream as always.